got to get more people to lead and to direct and to work together with much more humility and kindness and empathy. And that's why I think, going back, it's not what you say to people, it's how you say things to people. So I think relationships are very personal, but you got to be careful too. And I'll bring this slide up. I wish I was in a room and I could interact with you. It's a very important room. It's someone's office. It's their domain. But have you ever been in someone's office? Imagine yourself in the next office you go into for an appointment with a customer. Look around the room. Take your eyes and look at everything. Remember something. It's always better to use your eyes more, your ears more, and your mouth less. Hear what I just said? Use your eyes more, your ears more, and listen, and use your mouth less. Or you want to create something in your mind and know exactly what's going on around you. And that's what you see in this office. What do I see? I see a baseball hat. I see family. I see awards maybe. So what's that mean? So what the heck, Chip? What's that mean? Well, that means because as you're waiting and that person comes in, here's a trick. Use one or two, no more, one or two personal things that you saw in that room or that you saw on the wall, and use it to introduce yourself. Use it to break as I call it, to break that mold in front of somebody. Bring it down, relieve the situation. Turn someone's day into a great day. Wow, I saw you won that award at University of Florida. Wow, you played 4 years of football? Wow, use a couple things in your personal interaction to start the business conversation. But here's where you can fail. If you're not careful, you'll talk about personal things the whole conversation and you won't get the business part done. So there is a balance here. You've got to just use 1 to 2 personal items that you watch. But it's really key to watch around you. You've got to know at all time what's going on. So listen and watch and speak less as you're really trying to analyze things so that you're very, very, very prepared when that person comes into the meeting or whatever. So that's why I think it's a very interesting picture here and how you can turn it into a positive. Questions about anything about that on relationships? Jack, anything you want to throw out?
Yeah, so someone was just curious. You said 1 to 2 personal things.
Yes.
Why the limitation? If you realize that you have, 4, 5, 6, 10 things in common, why wouldn't you, try to bring all those things up?
2 reasons. One reason is you end up not talking any business, okay? Which, aren't you there for business to begin with? That's one reason. The second reason, which is even more important, what if accidentally you hit a nerve? Let's say that you made a comment about someone's family and something had happened. You just have to be careful. You gotta step that slowly to understand. Now, as you grow that relationship and you get to see that person the next time, and then the next time, and then the next time, then obviously those conversations will continue. But I'm just saying that just be careful. Use 1 to 2 so that you can get what you need to get done accomplished. And just be careful because sometimes you can be too personal. Some people may not take it the way that you think, okay? So that means you got to read that person better. You got to understand that person better. So I hope that answers their question.
Yeah, and actually that brings up another question. On the flip side, how do you build a relationship if you just can't find anything? You just can't seem to have anything in common with them, or you just can't get a read on the person?
You sit there, okay, you turn back around to them, okay? What I'm saying is, okay, let's say you don't have anything in common, you don't feel like you've kind of exhausted your possibilities. All you can do is be genuine with them. All you can say is, is there something I can do to solve your problem? Because you're there to solve a problem. If there's a problem you can solve, you have them in your pocket. Do you hear what I'm saying? You've got to go after solving the problem. So it doesn't mean that I'm always going to hit it off with my customers. Okay, not everybody's going to like me as like Chip, but that's not the business I'm in. Okay, as long as I'm there to solve a problem, then go beyond it then. If you're there and you're not hitting it off, that's okay. That may be a type of person that just wants to get right to business. So then turn it back on that, use reverse psychology as I call it or whatever, turn it back and say, okay, is this the problem I see here that maybe we could help solve? Or are you looking to do this better? Or how can we help you solve this problem? Or whatever. So start looking at it like solving their problem. Because remember something, when you solve someone's problem, you got them what, Jack? In your pocket. And that's how that relationship somehow, doesn't matter if they're friends right now, that personal part may come later. That relationship building to the personal side, but you're there to do business and you can't get flustered. You can't turn around. You remember something. You always want to leave a meeting knowing you can get the next meeting. Does that make sense? You always want to leave a meeting with the door open for the next meeting. Hey, it sounds like you're really busy. That could be that, sounds like right now is not a good time to talk to you about this. Hey, do you mind if I set up another meeting for next week, to review this? You always want to build it so that you never close that door. So hopefully that helps a little bit on turning that. I don't believe that at some point you are going to find something in common. You just may not be able to use that when you initially meet and talk to your customers.
Okay, thank you.
Let's talk about networking. I don't know if people really understand what networking is. I still network to this day. Give you an example, my older son wants to be an orthopedic surgeon. I helped him get into medical school because of my medical contacts. My daughter's in vet school right now. I helped her get into vet school because of my contacts. You always have to network. You always are networking, and you need to learn how to network. Most people don't know how to network. Obviously, right now, in this day and age, pre-COVID-19, you could put your hand out and say hello. Post-COVID-19, it may not be a shake of the hand. Maybe it's the elbow. Maybe it's just talking face-to-face as we get through this and we can whatever. But you've got to always network, but you've got to have your spiel. You've got to be able to develop a spiel when you see someone and use those 2 or 3 sentences to begin a relationship. To give you an example, I will go to a medical meeting. I'll go to a meeting and I will know my homework. I will know the 20 people that are going to be in that room. And by the time I get out of that room 2 hours later, I know every single person. I went up there and introduced myself. Maybe it's 1 or 2 sentences, all you need. Hey, I just want to introduce myself. This is Chip Helm, and I work for this company, and we kind of have this. Could I set up a meeting with you? That's it. Then I move on to the next person. But you've got to network. Obviously, my wife is more of the introverted side. Well, she doesn't. Wouldn't go to that party, as I would say, and know everyone by the time she got done with that party. But you know what? I heard there's some people on here, nonprofits. And she's a nonprofit. She's executive director of the school foundation in Bloomington. And she's had to learn how to network. And now that networking builds it, you can see what's happened on the screen. You want to build a network of people that just continues to multiply and multiply. Because people do buy from they like. And you never know, listen to me, you never know when that person may be able to help you. You never know when you have introduced yourself and was kind to someone and said hello to someone. You never know when that person could someday come back and help you.